Hey everybody, welcome back to another Fashion Friday. Hope you guys are having a great week. We just got an amazing State of the Game update. If you guys haven't read that, it's on Bungie's official site. I'll try to remember to add a link in the description as well to help you find it, but really great stuff. I'm really excited about all the stuff they mentioned. As far as the fashion stuff goes, they have confirmed that Transmog is gonna have that screen that we kind of got a preview of, so that's nice to go ahead and get that confirmed again. But we're also getting infinite shaders that are unlocked once you get one, and this is something that I was really not expecting. I think the shader system I assumed was just so technically woven into the game that it would be too difficult at this point to change the whole thing, but somehow they've done it, and that's going to be next season. We're going to not have to be pulling shaders out of our collection anymore, and it's wild. Really cool update. They did confirm that you would be able to transmog blue, green, and white gear as well. The screenshot they put in that article shows blue, green, and white helmets, and that is also something I'm very surprised with. I think it's really cool. I think you'll see that hunter cloak get transmogged a lot. The one that's like, I think it's a white and has like no actual cloak, just a hood. I could see some people really grabbing onto that in the sweat community, and I'm just really excited to see all the cool sets that we're going to be able to make. The only thing I'm really scared about is if they really limit how many transmogs we can do in a season or in a week. It sounds like there will be a limit. We don't know exactly yet, but that's the only thing I'm a little trepidatious about. I will say that. We will see though, we will see. I got some great Titan sets today. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. Got probably one of my favorite sets I've ever made in this video, so make sure you stick around. Before we start though, I also want to say I've finally made a Discord. We're gonna start slowly adding people probably to that. I'll leave a link in the description and maybe leave a comment to make it a little easier to find. Join the Discord if you want to talk about fashion or get my ideas on a set you're making, or even give me sets to include in videos like I've done a few in the past. Yeah, but join up and I'll see you over there. So for the first set in this video, we're gonna be doing a set that I'm a little disappointed in, to be honest. I think this has a lot of cool elements, and I think it could still be improved upon though. I think the main part that disappointed me is I couldn't find the perfect shader to really round it all out on the legs and the head. So you can see I've got that Armatura shader on the new Praetorius set, which is the armor set we're really going to be focusing on. If you haven't watched the last two videos, I'm just kind of making a set with each piece of the Praetorius set. Probably saying that wrong, but yeah, it's the base seasonal armor. And this first one's going to be using the chest. I love the colors this shader puts on stuff. Makes it really fun to play around, and I don't know, it's just really interesting. So you can see I kind of played off the salmony reddy in the middle of the chest there on the arms, the shoulder pads there. I really like how those two shaders complement each other, and I like the texture that is similar in the metal of the shoulder. Kind of matches that like fabricy texture of that salmon portion in the chest. Really like this combo of arms and chest. You know, in the structure as well, the kind of radiating triangles from the shoulder kind of goes well with that like finger like design on the under the pectoral muscles there of the chest piece. Really cool little combination of color. And so after that though, I think is where I kind of struggled. I wanted to use these legs. I don't know, I really like the like swirling blue. That it's not shaderable, but I thought that blue kind of matched like the rib cage, I guess, of the chest piece. And so I really wanted to incorporate these, but I will say the design elements don't exactly match up with the rest of what I had going on, and I think I kind of forced it, but I did the best I could, keeping this piece in here. I think I use the same shader on the leg and the head because I got this head shader to actually shader the like circular ornaments near like the jaw in a very similar color to those unshaderable blue swirls in the knees. And I really like that, and I was really hoping for shading these. But the only problem is they left this kind of undesirable green. It doesn't, I don't know if it matches that well with the tealish green in the chest, but it does have a really nice blue that matches with that belt of the mark and the unshadable leg part. So I think this set could be good if I took it a different direction, maybe separated out the chest and the arms and did something with that, and then the head and the mark and the legs. Let me know you think. Maybe I'm being a little too critical on myself here, but just I spent a lot of time on the set, and I think it's close. It's almost like it's two good sets smashed together though. So let's move on to the next one though. This one I really like. So this head is the main piece we're gonna be working around when I started this set. It's really samurai knighty, has an interesting little tuft on the top of it. I thought that would be kind of hard to work around, but I think it works really well here in this like Barbaric Knight set I kind of built up. Got these dawning arms and the lucent chest piece, Valkyrian mark, and the wild hunt ornament legs. And this is actually the first set I've made with these legs. I really don't like them. I think the bear claws on the toe and the bulkiness of the armor on the shins just kind of steer me away from them. But something about this armor combo, I just really love them in here. I think they have that nice little accent of red with this shader. I think this is gunmetal marigold on the legs and the arms. I just love that red that pops there. It doesn't really pop in a lot of the armor for Titan, just because Titan doesn't have too many deep soft shader zones. It's usually just like the 1 or 2 max, and then hard 1 and 2 for sure. So it's nice to get that color actually coming through a little bit. As you can see, more so on the arms, I love the gold trim in the edges of the armor pieces. It's such a nice combo, and I think it's really fun to work with this shader. It looks really good in a lot of sets that have a lot of metal pieces. I really like the dynamics of that lucent chest for this Titan. A lot of like upward tension drawn from that middle of the chest, kind of like an arrow pointing towards the head. I think it does a good job of like accenting you towards this centerpiece of the head even better, even though it's pretty standout on its own. I think the mark does a good job of kind of tying it together. I think it is kind of a different motif, a little more like samurai Asian-y than the rest of it, but I don't know how to describe it exactly, but I feel like it really ties it all in together. And just, I love the little gold points and triangles there to tie in the colors, and the symbols kind of add a little more intricacy to this already pretty intricate set. Let me know what you think of this one. This is not even the favorite of the set, but I really like this one. So next we're going to be focusing on the legs here. So for this set specifically, when I saw these legs, I was thinking of, you know, like this frozen Titan. And I think that's just because the legs are like that really quilted, heavy look, kind of like just giving the vibe of like a cold environment. And I thought it'd be cool to kind of play on like a Titan that was trapped in the ice, you know, last airbender style. So I leaned into that, and I had a recent drop of the Eternal Warrior, and I saw that in the inventory and was kind of like, yeah, like has that unshadable light blue, but it kind of matches this idea of like a frozen person. And so I threw this on and started working around these two pieces mostly. Started from there. I think these legs could really take you in like a bulky Titan route, but I kind of wanted it to feel like kind of like an unprepared Titan caught out in like a blizzard. So I actually went with these really slim Titan world armor, Titan like the planet, world armor pieces and put on that, I think it's First Frost shader. Gives you that nice like cracked ice look on those small metal pieces, but keeps the base of it really white. So I wanted to play off of that for the chest piece, and I kind of threw on this Dawning armor thinking it probably wouldn't fit that well, but I really like it in this specific shader with that light blue glow and that only like dark and white pieces after that. I think it looks really cool, matches well with those arms. The only thing that I wish was a little different, the small like light blue that's shining through below the belt, kind of wish that was black just to kind of have that more seamless transition between the two armor pieces. So I didn't really have that with these two shaders, so I kind of wanted like a more of a bold separation to, you know, help create the contrast there, I guess. And so I left this like really like dark green shader on for this mark, and that's the Europa mark. I think it does a good job of selling that cold environment, that like quilted butt towel, and gives a really cool like laced up front to give a more like adventurer look to it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I did try it out with the Forbidden Visage legs, and I really like how that looked actually. I'll leave a picture here, but it's I don't know, it has a nice like height to it, really strong like stature, and might try out combining this Dawning chest with those legs more after seeing that. Just a little small tip on the side here. All right, so second to last set, we got the arms, and I'll say these arms were actually the toughest to work with. And you know, I had a pretty bad set for the chest, but I think that's because I was just kind of pushing myself to do something cool with it. I think that chest is not too bad to work with, but these arms, the shoulder pads being a soft zone, I think they shader like a hard zone, but like the texture, default texture, and just really the way they kind of look like inflatable like pads, and I don't know, I don't really like the look of them, I guess. I think the actual ornament that you get with the season pass has those big metal plates, kind of gives it some more like heft and like, you know, power behind it. But without those, and that's pretty much what these are, it just kind of feels like you're playing sock 'em boppers and doesn't feel very threatening. But I tried to shader them up and make them look kind of like exhaust ports, because I decided I really liked this chest piece next to them actually, and I thought that like almost like tubing look in the shoulder could be played off as like some kind of, you know, exhaust pipes. I'm not sure if that is sold that well, to be honest, with this set. But I do really like the rest of the set. I think this helmet and that chest piece look amazing together. And I do like the legs here. I think you maybe could do, I think a bulkier leg could be a little better. But I liked the design. Kind of reminded me almost like a transformer altogether. Just waiting for this guy to fold up and turn into that like jet that the chest piece looks like. And whenever I'm doing like a really sleek Titan, I just default to this Prophecy Dungeon mark. I think it has a nice little like wing vibe to it. Always looks really good in like all black. Yeah, let me know what you think of this one though. If you'd swap any armor out, let me know. Yeah, easily the hardest though. I feel like I just couldn't really get a good vibe from these arms. And if you have a good set with them, let me know. I'm interested to see what you guys went with. You know, post in the fashion Discord. All right, so the Piece de Resistance, my favorite set that I've probably ever made for Titan. Just so much color here, so much like interesting textures. I feel like the motifs are carried so well between the pieces. I feel like the proportions look really good. I feel like if you just focus on one piece of armor, you'll find stuff that's like really cool and interesting. Like just a very like maximalist beauty of a set, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do. This may be like my go-to transmog kind of look when I'm you know, thunder crashing, obviously, because we do have this Falling Star chest piece. Get that from the Lost Sectors when it's chest exotic on the solo. And really like it in gold here. I was actually trying to avoid gold. Get a good like base color. Just have some unshaderable silver parts here in the middle. You know, I kind of wanted to not clash the metals, but I found this shader and the way it just turns those tassels gray, it gives you like really deep black, almost like rusted look on the circular portions. I don't know. It looks really good. It also gives you like this touch of green at the bottom that really like opened up a lot of like ideas for me. So I ended up going with this one. I think I worked on the pants next. I think this is Chalco Finery. It looks, yeah, it is. The Northwest one or whatever it's called looks similar, but it's kind of just desaturated. But yeah, this one has this texture that it'll give things, and you can see it there in the thigh. It's like the triangles in the green portion, and I really liked how that kind of complemented the mark here. The mark has this interesting pattern on the longer portion and has like a quilted pattern on the purple portion here. Just like all these textures combine into like this really like triangular, like angular, you know, shapes. And I think they really flow well together. It really feels like almost one piece. Like these legs and this mark are just like one piece. Yeah, and I think these colors complement each other really well. Just really fell in love with that combo specifically. And I think that chest piece works really well, matching the green and then transitions into this really gold heavy and dark other portions, which led me to use this Solstice gauntlets. You know, whenever I use these, I just really want to use a shader that keeps that trimming gold. I just think it looks like it's supposed to be gold, and it can always be a little weird, in my opinion, when you don't make it gold. And I found this Shadow Guilt shader really keeps that gold, but also gives some like gray and purple patterned into each other with like, you know, like worn, really worn look. And it just like, it fits perfectly. I got the purple down on the mark. Now I've got a lot of gray accents elsewhere. I mean, it just is great. Matches with the gold chest. The helmet, I spent a lot of time on. You know, you have a lot to live up to when you've got a set that's like just perfect below the neckline, you know? And it's, I still think there's a more perfect shader that could be made, where there's like this white on the like the jawline. I wish that was like perfectly gray with those tassels, and I just couldn't find a gray there that had a really nice green that matched. So I honestly just went with like the most perfect green I could find, and that happened to also be that Chalco Finery. Had a nice, you know, metallic green. It doesn't really show up at all in the legs, so it does look like a completely different shader, but that's actually the same shader as the legs. And I think it matches well with the chest, rib cage green there. There is some white on the like kneecap and the shin of the legs, so that white isn't like completely out of place. It does match pretty well, I'd say. So not like it's just completely, you know, off the wall. But I think what really solidified this as just like one of my favorite sets ever, once I put this silhouette, I was kind of just clicking through my favorite shaders to see some inspiration, see how it looks together, and like I'll show the sets here that I like the most, but like every shader I previewed was just like, amazing. Looks so good together. Just immaculate, you know. It's hard to know that I'll probably only go downhill from here, but glad you guys were here to witness this beautiful set, and hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It'd be a little funny if you didn't, to be honest. That's all I got. I had a lot of fun. This Titan Praefectus, or you know, I'm gonna say it different every time, I guess. Armor was it's probably the most challenging. I think Titan is just the most challenging for me currently. I mean, I do know why. I think it's the shaders are more focused or the armor design, I guess I should say, is more focused on like 1 and 2 hard zones. And it can be hard to get some good shader diversity while still matching well. Especially when you get spoiled with like Warlock or even Hunter. You know, Hunter has mostly those soft shader zones, but there's 4 of them. So, you know, you have a lot more room to play around with there. Warlock just has the best of everything, you know. And also don't have that many ornaments on Titan yet, so maybe Transmog will help him out. So next week, the plan will probably be some form of a seasonal ornament showcase. I'm not sure if I want to do like 1 or 2 sets per character or class, or if I want to do like only Hunter and kind of do the same thing I started this whole season doing. Let me know if you have a preference. I think I kind of would like to do 1 character at a time, but maybe not every single armor piece like I've done here. But I mean, if you want that, let me know as well. I think just doing some highlights. I could do maybe like highlights with the armor pieces for like a couple or 3 weeks if I did 1 of each class. But I think it's gonna take like until the end of the season to get all the celestial armor pieces to rotate through. And I don't really plan on buying those for real money, so I can't really do like full content on them yet. But I'll think about it. I might do some fun, different ideas with the fashion like I did with that shader video. And let me know if you have any ideas or, you know, things you want to see in the fashion world. Quickly to close off, I forgot to mention they did preview the armor that's coming out with the Witch Queen like in a year from now, which is crazy to me that they would preview this already. But it looks really sick. I've seen some people talk about how it is based on alchemy, which I do not know much about, despite, you know, doing a lot of chemistry in my life. But what I've read, it's really cool stuff. I really like this armor set. A lot of super intricate details. You know I'm into that if you've watched the channel for a little bit. And I love the chemistry aspect behind it, apparently. I hope you guys enjoyed all these sets. Please join the Discord. I think it'll be a fun place if you're into fashion to just chat and meet fashion-minded people. And I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.